This is Dr. Mex. I'm sure with the latest Neet PG pattern, a lot of you are panicking. But honestly speaking, there is no need to panic. In fact, this is the time for you to plan your revision. An ideal revision would be studying 12 to 16 hours daily for 30 days, as this would help you revise everything and retain as much as you can. Okay, but if you're someone who cannot put in 12 to 16 hours but would rather put in 8 to 10 hours, then your revision should have already begun 45 to 60 days prior. Okay, and if you're someone who cannot put in 8 to 10 hours and would rather put in 5 to 6 hours daily, mainly because you have a job or you have family responsibilities to take care of, then your revision should have begun at least 90 days, 3 months prior at least. Okay, so but revision before 3 months wouldn't be as effective. You wouldn't be remembering anything that you studied 4 or 5 months ago. So your revision should be at least 30 days to 90 days before exam. Okay, and in your revision you need to cover everything that you have studied all throughout the year. So I would say the pattern Neet PG questions are usually 50% of the questions are going to be easy questions, okay, which can be covered by your revision notes. So you might have a small book which has all the details in concise. So just reading those books and remembering the information in those books would be helpful to solve those easy questions. And 25 to 30% of questions are going to be moderate. So by moderate, I mean you'll need some level of clinical understanding to answer the question, to rule out the options. Okay, so for this you must have watched videos in depth. You must have read standard textbooks in depth and made notes out of all these. So you need to revise these notes. Okay, this would help you remember everything. This would help you have a better clinical understanding and solve these questions. So these video notes you made from videos and notes you made from standard textbooks would help you solve 80% of the questions. Okay, and now remaining 20% of the difficult questions, this would be mostly based on luck, because no matter how much you study, there might be questions that you've never studied, that portion that you've never covered. There may be stagings, difficult staging that is extremely difficult to remember. Okay, so you must have gone through question bank, you must have solved question banks all throughout the year, and you must have bookmarked certain questions as being difficult, as being extremely confusing, as something that you could not solve despite having good knowledge, despite having read standard books, and despite having going through the videos. So you need to revise these bookmarks. Apart from question bank, you must have gone through Marrow Pearls. Marrow Pearls has a lot of information. Some of these information are like extremely difficult to remember. So there would be some difficult formula, difficult stagings, new drugs with mechanism action that is very confusing. So you need to go through those bookmarks that you have made. Okay, so revising those bookmarks would help you cover the difficult question. It would help you narrow down your options, maybe rule out at least 2 of the options, and you might have to choose from the other remaining 2 options. Okay, but again, there is solving all the difficult questions is also quite luck based, I would say. And now, apart from revising, you need to improve your efficiency. Okay, so by efficiency I mean you need to remember at least 90% of what you have revised. Okay, that would be what you call good revision. And not just recollecting, you need to minimize the error while solving questions. 5% error is considered okay, but 10% or 15%, that would affect your marks a lot. Okay, that would affect your rank a lot. So you need to minimize your errors, the confusion that you face during exams, or the time taken. Maybe sometimes you take a lot of time solving a question, so you need to reduce that time taken to solve questions. So for that, to improve your efficiency while answering questions and to improve how well you recollect everything that you've revised, you need to solve previous year question papers. Okay, and you need to give 4 to 5 mock tests at least. So every week try to solve 1 previous year question paper and give 1 mock test at least. So these previous year question papers, I would say, last 5 years of Neet PG questions, and if you have solved those, then last 5 years of INI-CT questions, and if possible, if you have time, then even FMG questions. Okay, but If you do not have time, then at least try to solve those 5 years Neet PG questions. Okay, weekly one previous year question papers, try to solve it. And then you also need to give one mock test a week. These mock tests, try to include one INI mock test, one image based mock test, and 2 to 3 Neet mock test. Okay, and this would help you remember everything. Try to give it every week. So in a week, try to give one mock test and try to solve one previous year question paper, and this would help you remember things more efficiently. When you are solving those mock tests, you will come across questions that were repeated many times in your previous year question papers, and while you're revising side by side, you will remember, oh, this topic is important, I need to give special attention. Okay, so that is how you tune your mind to remember things more efficiently, or you to focus better on the information that is in front of you. Okay, so this is to improve efficiency basically. Apart from this, I would suggest you to regulate your sleep in the last 30 days. Try to sleep at night and study in the morning so that you wouldn't feel sleepy while you're giving the exam. The exam is 210 minutes long. So that's a very long time, and you are given 40 minutes per session. So there is a very good chance that you might fall asleep while waiting for the time to get over after solving one session. So try not to fall asleep, try not to sleep in the morning, and try to keep your schedule your sleep time at night. Okay, and try to study in the morning. That would be better. I hope this was a useful video. All the best for your exams.